So we're going to talk about some self-care tips. So I think, of course, exercise, being able to exercise daily, being able to sleep well, and being able to eat healthy. All of those things help with your physical and mental well-being. Some other things, though, that I would like to talk about today would be maybe to find something in your day that you look forward to, whether that's finding a good book or something, a video game that we like, or a TV program, something that we look forward to every day. Another thing that I think we need to do is look at maybe connecting with other people. Connecting through social media can be good, but it can also be time-consuming and kind of overwhelm us. So as long as we're not overdoing that, I think social media can be good, but that's not going to give you the real connection to people. So I think to find a connection, maybe you need to volunteer in your community, or maybe you could find that connection through church. Maybe you could find that connection through picking up the phone and talking to somebody. Another thing I think we should do is maybe look at reflect or examine our feelings. A lot of people feel depressed or anxious, and they're not really sure where that's coming from. I think that if you start out your day and you're going to have a busy day and you start out kind of late and you're running all day long, I think it can stress and overwhelm you. So if you look at how your day is going and what's off about it, and maybe you could redirect and kind of figure out, maybe if I get up a little bit earlier, or maybe if I take my own coffee instead of waiting in line, those kinds of things. Little things can make a huge difference in how we feel about our day. Other things I think I would look at for self-care would be maybe looking at how much time we are spending doing things that are taking away from our lives. Facebook has a huge impact on what we do in our lives. And sometimes we get overwhelmed with that, and sometimes we feel like we are maybe even negatively impacted by it. When we look at Facebook and how everybody else's lives look, sometimes we feel like our lives are a little inferior, or maybe just don't match up, or are not as good as other people. So I think we have to really watch what we're putting into our brain and how we're focusing on our own lives. If you do need help with your mental health, there is a stigma to that. Sometimes we feel like we can't get help because other people may judge us or think that there's something wrong with us. We may even think there's something wrong with ourselves. Most of us need someone to talk to at some time in our life. Maybe pretty often sometimes. So it doesn't hurt to go and find somebody. Sometimes we think that we're going to rely on our friends and our family to give us advice and to help us through a time in our life that's difficult. Sometimes those people don't understand where we're coming from because they may be too close or too into, or they may be too much a part of our lives. We may need to talk to someone like a professional in order to get an unbiased view of what's going on in our lives, and maybe to get some good advice there, or be able to even talk out our problems. Another thing that people have kind of fears about would be medication. Sometimes your anxiety or your worry, your stress, your depression, sometimes that may be a chemical imbalance. So to go and seek help, there's nothing. If you have hypertension, you would go and see a doctor about it. If you had diabetes, you would go see a doctor about it. So if you have something going on with your mental health, if you just don't feel right, then maybe you need to go talk to somebody. I would truly think that it might change your life.